Rusty Falcon Band, not fully, completely here on the stage of Piranha Play Studio. We got Troy Smith, the band leader, the singer, the creator, the lead, and songwriter too. Yeah, and we couldn't do it, of course, without the bottom end. Jared Perryman on bass.
Yeah, that's what I am. At the bottom end.
The bottom end.
The bottom tickler's gone, isn't he?
He's gone. The other fella's gone.
Never mind.
Now, Troy, tell me, for those who don't know, there might be a few people, when did it all start for Rusty Falcon Band?
Oh, the Rusty Falcon Band, I forget which year we started now. It must have been 2021.
2019 it was.
2019.
Yes,
yeah, righto.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. See, Jared knows more about the history of the band than I do, but it's only I get confused because I started out as the Rusty Falcon, doing that bit of solo stuff, and then we managed to prize these two guys into the band, 2019, apparently.
Yep.
6 years.
And your main aim was, because we've seen plenty of cover bands and performers on King Island, your whole aim was to write your own songs, isn't it?
Yeah, spot on. Yeah, that's where I like writing songs, and then I like sorting them out, and so I did a lot of that solo, and then now I bring things into the bottom end guys, Jared and the missing drummer, and they add their flavour to it all. So yeah, it's all original stuff for us. We did actually learn quite a few covers at one point. We had 50 songs in our repertoire up until one point, and then COVID struck and the gigs dried up, and now we don't play any at all. So yeah, it's pretty well all original.
Well, the drying up also came, of course, because you have left the island now. You're still in Tasmania, but we get to that in a minute. What made you decide to join the band, Jared?
My music's in my family. My father was a bass player for his entire life, and he passed the reins over to me, and I've always been more passionate about bass than most other instruments out there. So there's a hole to fill, and I did that. Yeah.
Was it for you also a little bit like, happy to join you, Troy, but was it first also like, what sort of music do you play? Because would you definitely go for a certain style, or would you say, oh no, whatever you need a bass player, I'm happy to step in?
Oh, not necessarily that. I think the style is just spot on for what I like to play. It's straight up rock and roll with a tinge of blues, and I do love playing that sort of style, and especially originals. I've always been more of a fan of originals since I've re-kicked off kind of playing music again in the last 10 years or so. But originals are just where it's at. Covers, they're great, they get the crowd going, but originals are where you can see real benefit to your performance.
At the time, Troy, was also, of course, when you say we had about 50 songs on our repertoire, was also, of course, doing gigs on the island. And I guess then it's a little bit hard just to please the crowds with just originals, isn't it?
It is. That was always very hard. And whenever we did live gigs, we'd throw the covers in. And we had a bunch of covers in that the people would know to dance to. Because you want to get your crowd involved. But we would try and use covers in between our other songs to sort of draw them in and then still do all the originals. So we always played originals. But yeah, it's pretty hard to get people going along to songs they don't know. But the trick to that is hopefully to write decent songs with a good backbeat, but also you've got to repeat them. Because songs that people know, they know them for a reason. They've listened to them 1,000 times. So you've sort of got to keep going and going and going and hope that your songs break through, and then eventually people will actually get up and dance and love it.
What encourages you when it comes to the songwriting? What inspires you? What do you like to write about? What is important for you to write about? A lot of people could say, oh, you probably write about King Island, but there's more than just King Island, of course.
Most of my songs are actually about what I'm experiencing at that moment in my life. You can look back through my catalogue and you could just about, I don't tell people what my songs are about. I try and write songs that make people think that they know what they're about, but another person thinks they know something different. So the only people that know what the songs are about are probably me and a couple of others. So I think there's an intriguing element to your songwriting.
So is there a lot of guesswork then in your lyrics?
No.
No, but people could guess, like, I hear this, and somebody else might say,
Yeah, and they do. Like, one of the first songs I wrote was Stranger in Town, and that's written about a person that lives on King Island. It's not completely literal, because I like to add that metaphorical part to it. But a lot of people think they know who that person is, and I will never tell them, because I want everyone to have their own version of what that song's about. You know, so it's just interesting. I think most songs that I write, they're just from personal experience. I don't write songs about, I don't know, drug, sex and rock and roll, because...
Everybody does.
Well, it doesn't mean anything, you know, so... Yeah, it's got a... And normally songs always come to me in like there'll be a lyric line, and there has to be a melody with that lyric, and it takes off, you know. And I write a lot more songs than anybody will ever hear. Only about half of my songs ever get presented to these guys, and then probably only about half of the ones that I present actually turn into fully worked songs, you know. So there's a fair bit goes into it, but not everything works either.
Now, Jared, a few years ago, Troy said, "Hey guys, I'm going to move my family to the mainland of Tassie." At the time, did you think, well, this is probably then the end of the Rusty Falcon band? Or?
No, that never went through my mind at all, because, you know, I think we'd reached our peak as performers. I think around that time. We've gotten tighter since then, I think, but that was the peak. We were, you know, playing every week down here at Perenna. And but at the same time, like, I knew FOKI would be always be around the corner. You know, there's at least one gig a year.
Hey, let's be clear before you carry on. Be clear about one little thing for all the rest of the people in the rest of the world. You were not swearing. We call it FOKI, Festival of King Island. Maybe we should say FOKI, I don't know, but we all say FOKI. But anyway, sorry, carry on.
Yeah, and but right when that happened, when Troy kind of left, there was about half a dozen songs that were at that point where we were ready to go in the studio, and eventually we will. And now there's a few more being added to the list, hasn't there, Troy?
They keep coming along. Yeah, the rate's not high, but that's because I'm filtering most of the rubbish out, hopefully. But yeah, so I mean, hopefully it'd be good to get in the studio. I mean, the aim is, you know, to write songs and play them live. We don't get the opportunity to play live that much, so the best thing to do is actually get them recorded. But that's a matter of timing and everything as well, so we'll see what happens.
Now, starting with you, Jared, how is it? Do you miss it? It's like now you get together a few times a year with the band, full on, maybe 6 or 7 practices in a week's time, 10 days.
Yeah, very intense.
Yeah, absolutely. But how does it compare? Do you miss that element of at least getting together once a week, how it used to be, or...?
Oh, you know, there was certainly that was a great experience and the like there. These sorts of things don't last forever in that way. We've got to make life choices and the like there. I don't necessarily miss it. I don't mind either approach really. I would eventually, you know, we'd eventually like to be able to record some of these songs, and I know that will happen eventually. But when that happens, we'll just figure it out as a group and the like there. But yeah, I certainly these intense rehearsals like we've had over the last week and a half or so are a rewarding experience. We walk out of it, feel as though we're primed, ready to go, sort of thing.
Yeah, we do. We fool ourselves into believing that, but...
You miss it, Troy?
Oh yeah. No, but rehearsing, you know, once or twice a week was really great. It was a fantastic outlet, and you know, we're always working with good people, so we're always having fun. It's rewarding. The songs come to life. Your musicality improves, and everything just improves, you know. And he's right when he said we hit that peak, because we were rehearsing at least twice a week and just at it. And quite honestly, we didn't even really have to play live. No. We were getting enough kicks out of just rehearsing.
That's right, yeah.
So does it help in a way that we have the festival going? Is that sort of like a driving force for you guys, also for you to come back to the island a few times a year, because we work towards something? And I know you want to put out songs and record them, but that festival, I guess, is a strong element of still going, isn't it?
Oh, look, the festival's, you know, fantastic. I've been involved in that for years, so certainly want to see that going, and it really just presents us with an opportunity. And we're grateful for that opportunity, you know, because you don't get to play at other festivals, you know, apart from the fact the guys are here and I'm over there, you know, getting invites to go and play festivals in Tassie is pretty difficult, you know, and then there's sort of the idea of flying over and stuff. But so FOKI's a huge opportunity, really, like it is for us, and we're very lucky to have FOKI. That's how I look. I just think we're so lucky to be able to have that to look forward to and work towards to, and it really does keep us together a lot.
Now, for both of you, start with you, Jared. If you had to explain or tell somebody from away who's never been, never heard of King Island, and never heard of the festival, and they say, "Well, tell me about it. What is it?"
I think in a word, it would probably be. If I could use two words, one word would be intimate, the other one would be community. Those are the two ways I could describe that. And intimate from the perspective is that it's quite small. You know, most festivals around Australia have like a big mosh pit and it's protective security everywhere, and you're allowed this area, you're allowed that area, and the like there. But at FOKI, you almost feel part of the crowd, I think. When you're actually performing, you feel like you're part of the crowd, and that's what's amazing about it, I think. And that's where the second word I brought up there, which is about community, is what it's all about.
Yeah, FOKI is very unique in what it offers the people that go to it. You know, it is a pretty unique experience in a rather unique environment. Most festivals that you go to, you know, they're in enclosed spaces, or, you know, the view and the atmosphere and the casualness of it really it's pretty unique.
What do you hear, because you've been involved from day one? What do you remember? What some of the performers have even said over the years, having been here?
Geez, you got me there. I don't know.
No, but we often hear performers that have been here and what they respond and what they thought of the whole festival.
Yeah,
Talk about it.
Yeah. No, they all do. It depends upon what the entertainers want, because over the years, most of the people that come to the festival want to come to the community of King Island and go surfing and swimming, and they like the relaxed, chilled atmosphere and all the things that King Island in itself has to offer. That's been traditionally what it's all been about, and they love that experience. And then they get on a stage and it's a big open field in a unique position, like I said before. They love that experience too. So if the bands embrace those things, it's just a wonderful experience for them. I think there's a few that don't, because, you know, they're professionals, so they sort of come and do what they need to do and move on. That's the downside of it, possibly. But most of the musicians that come here and even the crew, they just love the whole relaxed atmosphere of the whole festival.
Well, it's not like step in your car and go somewhere, play, and step in your car and leave. You're sort of stuck on a beautiful little island, isn't it?
I think you get to enjoy the beautiful island.
I think you do, yeah.
I've been here for a week, or 2 weeks, and there's a lot to like about King Island, a lot to like about it.
Now, if you don't mind, because some people might say, yeah, what is Rusty Falcon? You told me a little bit about your music and whatever. You put out a great video a few years ago of Sound the Alarm. You might have play a little bit of that, so people at least they can hear.
Yeah, go for it. We love that video. Yeah, we love that video, and the guys that videoed it for us, and that whole concept come about, and it was shot up north, and we had fun that day, didn't we?
That's right. Did we ever get permission to go to that bomb shelter when we recorded?
Yes, we did.
Oh, that's good.
Thank
God for that.
I wouldn't admit otherwise. So.
Yes.
Great song.
Things are getting hard around here lately. There's something in the air that takes my breath away. The rich are getting richer, sad satellite picture. Now ain't it a shame, it's all for fashion and fame. Seems I might need to swallow a bitter pill. With two poles to freeze, they need a soul to squeeze. living as they go squalor, burn us for $1. There's gold in the trees, it's an industrial disease. It might seem you need to lend a hand. We all want to live in a better land. You can do this, you can survive. Spread your wings and learn how to fly. And sound the alarm. 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 I need to cool down a little, baby.
All right, still here with Troy and Jared of the Rusty Falcon band. Now, guys, anything else we like to add to it? Did I forget something to ask, or what would throw it in? Here's your opportunity.
I've got no idea. I've never interviewed anybody. Have you?
No, I can't say I have. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So does it move to Wade now? And we're interviewing Wade.
who's Wade?
I don't know. There's
No,
a camera over there.
there's no good. No, we're not going to interview him. But anyway, you guys are, I'm sure, looking forward to 13 and 14 of February. I have to say, a few people said, is that the right weekend? Because Friday the 13th and Saturday the 14th is Valentine's Day.
Yep. Wow. I didn't know that, but I can say that we are really, really looking forward to FOKI, and like I said, grateful for the opportunity, and it will be interesting to see whether we get to be the devil and howling at the moon on Friday, or lovers on Saturday. That might depend upon what set we do.
That's right. Black
Good
Cat
golly.
indeed. Yes.
Black Cat, yeah. Black Cat will get a run anyway.
Yeah.
We've got a bunch of new songs that actually, for this festival, that people haven't heard before, that we've worked up, so really looking forward to playing them, and I think they stand up really well. So look at there. It's FOKI will be great fun, and can't wait to catch up with the old crew and the committee and all the people that run the event. And so looking forward to it.
That's it. I think Troy said it all. It's all right.